Hey, so March was the first month without an American combat death. Listen to this. In more than a decade, there were no U.S. combat casualties in Afghanistan in the month of March, which is only the third month in over 12 years of war where there were no combat related American deaths in the country. Also, the first time since July of 2002 that there were no U.S. combat fatalities anywhere. Pentagon data as of March 31st confirms that the last U.S. death from the war in Afghanistan was in the month of February. However, two coalition members did die in March, according to the website iCasualties. In 2014 so far, 14 Americans have died in the war in Afghanistan. There currently is no agreement for U.S. and NATO troops to remain in Afghanistan after 2014. Over 13,000 Afghan soldiers and police officers have been killed in the war in Afghanistan, according to Afghan data released also last month. It's incredible. You know, how many stories, when you really think about it, how many stories, how many families, how much impact, how many total people impacted every single month for more than 10 years because of U.S. combat-related deaths. When you hear it and you say, oh, okay, well, there was a month where we didn't have American combat-related deaths. Think about what it means that for more than a decade, what were you doing a decade ago, right? In the year 2004, I was in undergraduate college in Massachusetts. I had not yet started this program. So many things, you know, smartphones, all of these things that have developed over the last 10 years. And every month, month in and month out, at least one combat-related American death in these wars, including the war in Afghanistan, which is the longest war that the U.S. has been involved in history. It really should make you think about all of the individual stories and the people affected by these casualties.
Of course, I think it's safe to assume that each soldier dying affects at least 3 to 4 people in an incredibly profound way, possibly a lot more. And just think about the number on both sides, including Iraqi civilians, Afghani civilians, Iraqi civilians, just you name it. I mean, we're talking about millions and millions of people affected here.
It's absolutely incredible, and when we really think about why we got into these conflicts in the first place, particularly the war in Iraq comes to mind, it's quite depressing. And still, Paul Ryan says we need to further fund the defense budget and cut social programs, including those that benefit our supposed, according to Paul Ryan, nation's heroes when they come back from these engagements. All of a sudden, we don't seem that interested in supporting them.